I have several meetings that I attended, but before I go announce those, it's with really great sadness that I need to inform the community that we lost Rick Mao to his battle with cancer. Rick had been our interim Public Works Director. He was the founder and president of CSG. CSG is presently providing a variety of services to the city, including building, inspection, and engineering. Through CSG, the city has been able to provide services through a different service delivery model, and CSG has given the city access to a far greater array of experts and specialists that are improving Half Moon Bay and our success with obtaining grant funding. Rick will be greatly missed, and we will close the meeting in his honor tonight. I attended the Bike and Pedestrian Advisory Committee meeting. We reviewed and finally got the approval for the San Mateo County Comprehensive Bicycle and Pedestrian Plan. So we definitely are getting the money for our 3 projects. Rick Napier gave the committee update on transportation funding. We had a lengthy discussion on the future call for projects. We're not all in agreement of having a single call for projects. It means a look at the whole judging system, and there's a lot more detail that we need to look at. So one of the first things that will happen is that Carol Matsumoto, who does sit on the bicycle pedestrian group and the TA, is going to go back to the TA to see what the TA, and TA is the Transportation Authority, is willing to have a staff member or a citizens advisory committee meet with us on the bike and pedestrian. We are probably one of the few counties in the Greater Bay Area that do not have a joint call, and the TA does not have anybody doing that. So we're looking at that, and that will be coming back to us. So we still have not come out with a judging sheet on the projects. So I'll keep reporting that back to you, whether we have a single call or not. And really there's no really big push because we already had a 2-year call. So we have kind of a little leeway time before we have to do that. I attended the Relay for Life, and that was such a wonderful event. There was a lot of people there, and it was great. The only thing was the weather just really didn't cooperate. It was really cold and misty and wet, but as the day went, it went really, really well. Kevin Palmer has been chairing the event for the past 4 years, and Renee Lewis will now be chairing the event. I understand that they raised $80,000 for cancer on that Relay of Life, so really commend that group. Attended the CMEC meeting where we reviewed and approved the 2001 State Transportation Improvement STIP program. I'm really sad to report that because of the lack of status, the Highway 92 project has been removed from the list, which was the east side, with the improvements for the slow lane, but they've not been able to get all the agencies to agree on it, so Caltrans removed it from the list. So I was really kind of disappointed. We approved the congestion management program and monitoring program, and then we heard a report on the county shuttle programs, and a lot of the cities have their own shuttle programs, and it's been really good for them because a lot of their hotels have been funding their shuttle programs, like in Burlingame and Foster City has some of their own, in South City. South City also has Genentech that gives them a lot of money. We did once again talk about the One Bay Area Grant Cycle 2, and I was once again very adamant about having that changed by MTC, and there was a huge discussion on MTC board member Mark Green, who's really one of the leaders in trying to get this changed on cycle 2. So I indicated that I was sending a letter, and 2 of the other cities wanted our letter to send also to MTC saying that we don't want that changed. However, Rick Napier has indicated that we will grant what we said we were going to do with the cycle 2 money. So that was good news for me, because he said we committed to the small cities that we would give them their money from that cycle. So he said that he would not break that contract. So I was really happy about that. So we will get our money for our local streets. So that was great. One of the things I know that Marina will be interested in, because they had tried to do this, but the, Dean Peters did come to our meeting and announced that the county will have a workshop on September 27th from 1 to 3 at the board chambers in Redwood City on the ban of plastic bags. So there will be a workshop, so anybody that's interested in going, I know we've been getting a lot of emails on that, so if you are interested in that, you need to go to that workshop and find out the information. I also attended the City Council City of meeting, and it was a really fun meeting, and it was probably one of the best meals that we've had. I have to talk about food, but it was absolutely delicious, and the caterer did one heck of a job. It was really good. So my last comment is on the town meeting on the gangs and graffiti, and I, along with the council, really want to thank the residents for their attendance and participation, and to Sheriff Monks for all the resources that he did to the program, and especially to Lieutenant Lisa Williams and her panel members. She's the one that really organized that meeting and got those people to come, and it was probably one of the most well-attended meetings and so informative. I learned a lot about gangs and graffiti, what it means and all of that. And so for me, when I read the article in the San Mateo Times written by Julia Scott, I was highly upset and disgusted that there was no mention of any positive actions taken by the residents, by the city, by the Sheriff's Department, or about the 250 and 300 people that came to that meeting. It was all kind of like a negative, sensational article. And I just want the residents of Half Moon Bay to know that everybody here cares about the safety of the residents, and that's why we had the meeting. And I want to reassure everybody that Half Moon Bay, as much as we don't want to think about it, has had gangs. The unfortunate situation was the shooting. And I think the more the public becomes aware of the activity and the things that are going on, the more that we are going to be able to keep it away from this community. So I really want to thank everybody for their participation, and please, if you ever want to write a letter to the editor, I would encourage you to write one to the San Mateo Times and indicate your dissatisfaction on that article criticizing the city and the residents of Half Moon Bay, because that was not a true picture put on by Julia Scott. So I've never really spoken this strong at the dais about any publication, but I really felt that I needed to do that because I just think that this town does care, and if they didn't, we wouldn't have been there Tuesday.